of July, UCLA engineers develop an ultra-high-speed optical microscope capable of quickly and reliably identifying cancer cells in human blood, paving the way for faster, cheaper and more reliable cancer diagnoses. R&D magazine, PNAS, scientists construct the most biologically accurate robotic legs yet built, closely mimicking the motion of human leg muscles. BBC, J. Neural Eng, the 7th of July, non-human animals including all mammals and birds, and many other creatures including octopuses, possess consciousness, according to the New Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness. Scientific American, the 9th of July, scientists discover a new molecule that could potentially make teeth cavity-proof. Gizmodo, scientists have, for the first time, directly detected part of the invisible dark matter scaffolding of the universe, where more than half of all matter is believed to reside. University of Michigan, Nature, the 10th of July, a new biofuel production process created by Michigan State University researchers produces energy more than 20 times higher than existing methods. Science Daily, Environ, Sci. Technol. In two new scientific articles, researchers refute NASA's claims that bacteria can successfully incorporate arsenic into their DNA. Chemistry World, Science. American scientists develop an electrode-based T-shirt capable of charging cell phones on the move. BBC ADV. Meta. It is reported that staying seated for long periods of time can reduce the human lifespan, unless mitigated by regular strenuous exercise. The Guardian, BMJ Open. The 11th of July. New research from the University of Manchester indicates that graphene, already noted for its strength and conductivity, is capable of repairing its structure without human assistance by absorbing loose carbon atoms from its vicinity. Gizmodo, BBC, NanoLEP. NASA's Cassini space probe images a huge gaseous vortex shrouding the south pole of Saturn's moon Titan. BBC. Virgin Galactic unveils its privately developed satellite launch vehicle, Launcherone, and confirms that its Spaceship2 spaceplane will soon begin powered test flights. Virgin Galactic. The Hubble Space Telescope discovers a fifth moon of the dwarf planet Pluto. Hubble site. The 13th of July, a new survey shows that lemurs are far more threatened by extinction than previously thought. BBC. The 15th of July, it is reported that dracunculiasis, also called guinea worm disease (GWD), is on the verge of being wiped out, becoming only the second human disease after smallpox to be eradicated. Scientific American. The 16th of July, a major milestone in HIV prevention is reached, as the FDA approves an existing drug, Truvada, for uninfected adults at high risk of acquiring the disease. Medical News Today, FDA. The 19th of July. An iceberg twice as large as Manhattan reportedly breaks off from Greenland's Petermann Glacier. BBC. A new nanoparticle coating with self-repairing surface functionality has been developed. The coating uses polymer stalks tipped with functional compounds to repair surface damage. Science Daily, BBC ADV. Meta. Astronomers have discovered the most ancient spiral galaxy yet, dating back 10.7 billion years. IO9, Nature. The 20th of July. A giant potable aquifer is discovered in Namibia, potentially offering enough drinkable water to sustain the country for centuries. BBC. Using mice, researchers have grown sweat glands from newly identified stem cells. Science Daily, Cell. The 23rd of July. American scientists create an artificial jellyfish out of silicone and lab-grown heart cells. The construct is capable of swimming in a similar manner to real jellyfish when stimulated with an electric current. BBC Nat. Biotechnol. Researchers report that 14% of British stomach cancer cases could be prevented by reducing public salt intakes. The Guardian. Researchers create the first complete computer model of a living organism, fully simulating a bacterium. ZME Science, New Scientist. The 25th of July. Satellite data reveals that 97% of Greenland's ice is undergoing a thaw, the greatest level of ice melt ever recorded on the landmass. NBC News, NASA. A rift in the Antarctic rock as deep as the Grand Canyon is increasing ice melt from the continent, researchers say. BBC, Nature. The International Space Station's Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer instrument reports that it has recorded 18 billion cosmic ray events since its installation in 2011. BBC. The 26th of July. The rapid decline in Arctic sea ice is at least 70% due to man-made global warming, according to a new study, and may even be up to 95% caused by humans, a far higher proportion than scientists had previously thought. The Guardian, Environ. Res. Let. Using complex algorithms, researchers have found that pop songs over the last 50 years have become increasingly louder and more bland in terms of the chords, melodies and types of sound used. Reuters, Sci. Rep. Using a bone marrow transplant, 2 men have been cured of HIV infection. NBC News AIDS 2012. Aging termite workers are discovered to use a toxic crystalline structure to self-destruct, spraying enemy insects with toxins in defense of their termite mounds. BBC, Science. An American gunsmith produces the world's first functional 3D printed plastic firearm. Extreme Tech. The 27th of July. In preparation for the beginning of the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, British telecom companies create a hugely expanded network infrastructure in the city, including over 1,000 new Wi-Fi hotspots and 30 additional mobile phone masts. BBC. Swiss scientists claim that Earth's moon may have been formed in a glancing, hit-and-run collision with a large, fast-moving protoplanet. BBC, Icarus. Japanese women have fallen behind Hong Kong citizens in life expectancy for the first time in 25 years, dropping from 86.3 years in 2010 to 85.9 years in 2011. This was partly due to the earthquake and tsunami of March 2011, according to a report by Japan's Health Ministry. BBC, Japan Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. American scientists use microbes to cleanly convert electricity into methane gas, potentially offering a new form of renewable energy. Science Daily. The 29th of July, major technology companies predict that as many as 50 billion electronic devices may be wirelessly connected worldwide by 2020, as automated machine-to-machine communication sees increasing use in retail and manufacturing. New York Times. The 31st of July, people with even minor symptoms of mental illness have a lower life expectancy, according to a large-scale population-based study published in the British Medical Journal. Science Daily, BMJ. Topic: August. The 1st of August, researchers claim to have resolved one of the biggest controversies in cancer research, discovering the specific cancer cells that seem to be responsible for the regrowth of tumors. Nature News. The 2nd of August. Scientists in Antarctica announced that they have discovered what appears to be the remains of an ancient rainforest from the early Eocene period, buried deep beneath the ice. Slate Discovery News, Nature. A study published in Animal Behavior finds that female spiders that cannibalize their mates produce much healthier offspring than non-cannibalizing spiders, supporting a link between sexual cannibalism in the animal kingdom and reproductive success. BBC, Anim. Behave. The 3rd of August. Deforestation in the Amazon rainforest has fallen again in the past 12 months, according to preliminary data published by Brazil's National Institute for Space Research. The Guardian. American and Canadian researchers develop a medical spray which uses human skin cells and coagulant proteins to speed up the healing of open wounds such as leg ulcers. In medical trials, the skin spray proved over 20% more effective than other ulcer treatments. BBC, The Lancet. The 6th of August. NASA's Mars Science Laboratory mission successfully lands Curiosity, the largest Mars rover yet built, in Mars Gale Crater. Los Angeles Times, BBC. Papua New Guinea's government has approved the world's first commercial deep-sea mining project, despite strong environmental concerns. The Guardian.
7th of August, new brain research refutes the results of earlier studies that cast doubts on free will. Medical Express, PNAS. The 8th of August, anthropologists in northern Kenya unearthed fossils of a previously unconfirmed species of human that lived approximately 2 million years ago. BBC, Nature. Almost 1/4 of the world's population lives in regions where groundwater is being used up faster than it can be replenished, concludes a comprehensive global analysis of groundwater depletion published in Nature. Nature News, Nature. The 9th of August, American and South Korean engineers build a flexible, worm-like robot that moves by mimicking the contraction of an earthworm. The robot's artificial muscle is based on a nickel-titanium wire that expands and contracts in response to electric currents. It can squeeze through tight spaces and absorb heavy impacts, and could be used in future for covert reconnaissance missions. BBC, IEEE, ASME Trans. Mechatron. The 10th of August, engineers successfully test a new algorithm that allows autonomous UAVs to fly through complex structures without requiring GPS navigation. Science Daily. The 11th of August, the Perseid meteor shower reaches its peak for 2012, becoming widely visible in the northern hemisphere. The Guardian. Experts declare the 2012 London Olympics to be the greenest Olympics ever, praising its use of recycled materials and temporary venues, and noting the improvements made to London's transport infrastructure. BBC. Sea ice in the Arctic is disappearing at a far greater rate than previously expected, according to data from the first purpose-built satellite launched to study the thickness of the Earth's polar caps. The Guardian. The 12th of August, scientists discover a single genetic switch that triggers the loss of brain connections in humans, and also causes depression in animal models. The findings could lead to more effective antidepressant therapies. Science Daily, Nat. Med. The 13th of August, South Korean researchers develop a cheap electronic ink based on tiny rectangles, capable of transmitting data over short distances. The printable invention could potentially revolutionize the field of augmented reality. BBC, Nanotechnology. A new class of polymers has been discovered that are resistant to bacterial attachment. These new materials could lead to a significant reduction in hospital infections and medical device failures. Science Daily, Nat. Biotech. U.S. wind energy reaches 50 gigawatts of capacity. The Guardian. The 14th of August, Boeing's X-51 hypersonic scramjet prototype is destroyed during a powered test flight after a control fin failure. Fox News. Scientists from Singapore shrink the 1972 Playboy centerfold image of Swedish model Lena Soderberg to the width of a human hair. It is hoped that this new miniaturization method will lead to more efficient watermarks or covert messages. BBC, Nat. Nanotech. The 15th of August, in a major breakthrough, an international team of scientists has proven that addiction to morphine and heroin can be blocked, while at the same time increasing pain relief. Science Daily, University of Adelaide, J. Neurosci. The 16th of August, researchers have finally found a compound that may offer the first effective and hormone-free birth control pill for men. Science Daily, Cell. British scientists developed the world's first room temperature maser, using a crystal of P-terphenyl to modify a commercial medical laser to produce coherent microwave emissions without the need for expensive magnets and coolant. The maser could be used to develop more sensitive medical scanners and radio telescopes. BBC, Nature. Harvard University scientists develop a flexible, octopus-inspired robot capable of rapidly camouflaging or advertising itself by pumping liquid dyes into channels on its surface. The relatively inexpensive robots could be used in a variety of fields, from surgery to search and rescue to covert operations. BBC, Science. The 17th of August, Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuelle Charpentier publish a pioneering paper on CRISPR-mediated programmable genome editing. A group of South Korean scientists
has reportedly developed a carbon battery for electric vehicles capable of charging up to 120 times faster than standard batteries. In habitat, researchers have demonstrated a way to potentially hack into
a person's brain using BCI technology. Expirements Unix. Researchers at Harvard's Wyss Institute for Biologically Inspired Engineering successfully store 5.5 petabits of data, around 700 terabytes, in a single gram of DNA, breaking the previous DNA data density record by 1,000 times. Expirements Science. The 18th of August, scientists in the United States report that they have found a new family of spiders in the caves of California and Oregon. It is the first such discovery in North America for more than 140 years. BBC Zookeys. The 19th of August, scientists are reportedly close to developing a baldness cure. The Telegraph. The 20th of August, the first evidence of a planet's destruction by its aging star has been discovered by an international team of astronomers. Penn State Science, Astrophysics. J. Let. The 21st of August, MIT researchers report that a genetically modified organism could turn carbon dioxide or waste products into a gasoline-compatible transportation fuel. MIT APPL. Microbial, Biotechnical. A new study of 9 coastal cities around the world suggests that Shanghai is most vulnerable to serious flooding later this century. Science Daily. Hazards. Life in the world's oceans is facing a potential mass extinction, largely due to human activity, say researchers. Huffington Post. Trends ECOL. Evol. Researchers have developed an
electronic nose prototype that can detect small quantities of harmful airborne substances. Science Daily. Scientists have identified the crucial role of a protein called MOF in the epigenetics of stem cells. The protein helps prime stem cells to become specialized cells in mice. Science Daily. Cell stem cell. Analysts report that robotic technology is seeing increased use in the global mining industry, as mining and drilling companies seek to reduce personnel costs by installing autonomous trains, trucks, drills and underwater vehicles. Technology Spectator. The 22nd of August, LG Electronics unveils the world's largest commercial ultra-definition TV, boasting 4 times the resolution of 1080p high-definition screens. BBC. NASA names the Curiosity rover's Martian landing site, Bradbury Landing, in honor of the American science fiction author Ray Bradbury, who died in June 2012 aged 91. Meanwhile, Curiosity conducts a successful short-range test drive, proving that its mobility system is in nominal condition. The Guardian. NASA. A large-scale test of smart vehicle data sharing begins in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Over the course of the year-long trial, around 2,800 vehicles will be fitted with vehicle-to-vehicle wireless communications, allowing them to share data about their movements and alert their drivers if they are at risk of collision. Such technology could be used in future to drastically reduce traffic accidents. BBC. The 23rd of August, new research links the origins of Indo-European languages with the spread of farming from Anatolia approximately 8,000 to 9,500 years ago. Science Daily. Science. The 25th of August, NASA's Voyager 1 crosses the heliopause and enters interstellar space, the first human-made object to do so. Researchers discover a promising new drug target for the treatment and prevention of heart failure. Science Daily. ESC. The 26th of August, Bess Cooper, at the time the world's oldest living human, celebrates her 116th birthday, becoming one of only 8 people in recorded history to indisputably do so. Loganville Grayson Patch. Miniature surgical nets could be used to safely extract dangerous blood clots from the brains of stroke patients, potentially alleviating symptoms such as speech loss and paralysis, according to 2 new medical studies. BBC. The Lancet. The Lancet. The 27th of August, young people who smoke cannabis run the risk of a significant and irreversible reduction in their IQ, according to one of the largest cannabis studies ever carried out. BBC. PNAS. The 28th of August, 3 decades after its last sighting, the Japanese river otter is declared extinct. The Japan Times. The 29th of August. Scientists report the discovery of 2 new exoplanets orbiting a binary star, the first such planetary system yet discovered. Wired Science. Caloric restriction fails to extend primate lifespan, according to the results of a long-term study. Extreme longevity, Nature. Large volumes of methane, a potent greenhouse gas, could be locked beneath the Antarctic ice, according to a new study. BBC, The Guardian, Nature. Better management of agricultural systems could provide enough food for the expected global population of 9 billion by 2050, according to a new study. However, the study ignores factors such as climate change and geopolitics. Science Daily, Nature. A cost analysis of the technologies needed to transport materials into the stratosphere to reduce the amount of sunlight hitting Earth and therefore reduce the effects of global climate change shows that they are both feasible and affordable. Science Daily, Environ. Res. Let. In a world first, astronomers at Copenhagen University report the detection of a specific sugar molecule, glycolaldehyde, in a distant star system. The molecule was found around the protostellar binary Iris 16293-2422, which is located 400 light-years from Earth. Glycolaldehyde is needed to form ribonucleic acid, or RNA, which is similar in function to DNA. This finding suggests that complex organic molecules may form in stellar systems prior to the formation of planets, eventually arriving on young planets early in their formation. National Geographic, Astrophysics. J. Let. Scientists at the University of Liverpool are leading a £1.65 million project to produce and test the first nanomedicines for treating HIV/AIDS. University of Liverpool. The 30th of August, South African scientists claim that a breakthrough drug cures all strains of malaria. Clinical trials on humans are set to start in 2013. POPSHI. The 31st of August. Researchers successfully perform the first implantation of an early prototype bionic eye with 24 electrodes. Science Daily. Swedish roboticists begin a crowdsourcing project to collect thousands of 3D Connect images of household objects which can be used to improve the navigation capabilities of domestic robots. BBC. A gaze-tracking smart television that can be controlled by the eye movements of users is unveiled at a Berlin trade show. BBC. September. The 1st of September. When they encounter a fallen bird, western scrub jays call out and gather around the body in a funeral-like display, scientists discover. BBC Annam. Behave. NASA scientists report that polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons (PAHs) subjected to interstellar medium (ISM) conditions are transformed through hydrogenation, oxygenation and hydroxylation into more complex organics. This process is described as a step along the path toward amino acids and nucleotides, the raw materials of proteins and DNA, respectively. Furthermore, as a result of these transformations, the PAHs lose their spectroscopic signature, which could be one of the reasons for the lack of PAH detection in interstellar ice grains, particularly the outer regions of cold, dense clouds or the upper molecular layers of protoplanetary disks. Space.com, Astrophysics. J. Let. The 2nd of September, Austrian scientists develop a 3D printing method which can construct complex microscopic structures out of individual molecules. Gizmag, ADV. Fun. Meta. The 3rd of September, Swiss engineers build a versatile, self-riding all-terrain legged robot, similar to Boston Dynamics' Big Dog military robot. TechCrunch, CLAWAR 2012. The 4th of September. The UK Office for National Statistics estimates that almost all British children born in 2012 could live to the age of 100, assuming recent improvements in healthcare and living standards continue. BBC. A formal study finds little evidence of health benefits from organic foods. Science Daily and Intern, Med.
British scientists develop a smart, pressure-mapping carpet with an optical layer that can raise the alarm if it detects sudden falls. The carpet can also map and record walking patterns over time, allowing doctors to track movement problems in elderly patients. New scientist. A physically active lifestyle can lower the risk of breast cancer by up to 13%, according to the largest ever study of its kind. Cancer Research UK Internet. Jade cancer. Coastal erosion due to rising sea levels may have been
dramatically underestimated,
according to a new scientific model. Science Daily, Nat. Clim. Change. The 5th of September. An international research team achieves quantum teleportation over a record-breaking distance of 143 kilometers (89 miles) through free space. Science Daily. Scientists publish in Science, Nature and elsewhere, the most detailed analysis to date of the human genome, revealing that much more of our genetic code is biologically active than previously thought, and largely disproving the notion of junk DNA. BBC, Nature News. Increased precipitation and river discharge in the Arctic has the potential to speed climate change, according to the results of a new study. Science Daily, Nat. Clim. Change. A new report by Oxfam suggests that the full impact of climate change on future food prices is being greatly underestimated. Oxfam. NASA's Dawn spacecraft departs the asteroid 4 Vesta for the Dwarf Planet Series, which it is expected to reach in 2015. USA Today, Space.com, NASA. The 6th of September. Japan sets a new world record for ocean drilling depth, reaching 2,111 meters (6,926 feet) below the seafloor of Shimokita Peninsula. Science Daily. A regular intake of fish oils, together with moderate exercise, significantly helps to slow aging decline, according to a recent trial. BBC, British Science Festival. Researchers in the US produced the shortest ever laser pulses, with a duration of 67 attoseconds. Such
attosecond science will make it possible to observe some of the briefest microscopic events in the universe, such as electrons moving in their orbitals, in real time. BBC Opt. Let. DARPA's cheetah-legged robot prototype is recorded running faster than Usain Bolt, the world's fastest sprinter, in a treadmill test. The Register. The 7th of September. Harvest Automation begins deliveries of its HV100 agricultural robot, a commercial automaton capable of navigating around obstacles and working in teams to perform horticultural tasks such as pruning and spraying crops. The Economist. Flooded mines could supply 40% of Glasgow's heating, say geologists. The Guardian, British Geological Survey. The 9th of September, if it is fully harnessed, wind energy could easily meet all of the world's long-term electricity demand, according to a new study. Science Daily, Nat. Clim. Change. The 10th of September. A new scientific model suggests that even more extrasolar planets could harbor life than previously estimated. The model assumes that subsurface liquid water could host alien life, in addition to the surface water that scientists are searching for on nearby exoplanets. BBC. Caribbean coral reefs are on the verge of collapse, with less than 10% of the reef area showing live coral cover. The Guardian, IUCN. The 12th of September. UK researchers report a major advance in the treatment of deafness, using stem cells to successfully restore hearing in animals for the first time. BBC, Nature. A new species of monkey is identified in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Found in remote forests, it is only the second new monkey species to be discovered in Africa in 28 years. The Guardian, PLOS1. Intel Corporation reveals details of its new Haswell microarchitecture, a 22-nanometer microchip family offering unprecedented computing power and energy efficiency for consumer electronics. The first commercial Haswell-powered devices are expected to emerge in 2013. The Register. Microsoft unveils a patent for a 3D video gaming system that would allow real-time video to be projected on the walls of any room, creating a 360-degree game environment to immerse players. BBC. The 13th of September. Small spherical blueberries found in Martian rocks may have been formed by microbes, possibly indicating that life existed on Mars in the distant past. Life scientist, geology. UNICEF reports that global child mortality rates have decreased significantly in recent years. Whereas approximately 12 million children died before their 5th birthday in 1990, by 2011 this figure had dropped to 6.9 million. This improvement is reportedly due to a combination of rising living standards, foreign aid and broader immunization. AFP. An IBM team in Zurich has published single-molecule images so detailed that the type of atomic bonds between their atoms can be discerned. BBC Science. Scientists identify 5 genes that determine the form of the human face, in a find that could lead to police identification sketches based solely on DNA findings. BBC Ploss-Jenner. The 14th of September. Scientists demonstrated that a brain implant can improve cognitive function in primates for the first time ever. IOP IO9. UK weather forecasters can predict extreme winter weather in future seasons with more confidence, due to a new analytical computer model. BBC Environ. Res. Let. The 17th of September. A warp drive to achieve faster than light travel, a supposedly impossible goal, may not be as unrealistic as once thought, scientists say. Space.com. Scientists working on the Blue Brain project have achieved a major breakthrough in mapping the human brain, identifying key principles that determine synapse-scale connectivity and making it possible to accurately predict the locations of synapses in the neocortex. EPFL-PNAS. NASA's Twin Grail gravitational research satellites reveal that the Moon has a much thinner crust than previously assumed. Nature News. The 18th of September. The Dark Energy Survey's high-resolution camera begins operation in Chile, surveying distant galaxies for evidence of the action of dark energy. Nature. Massachusetts-based company Rethink Robotics releases its Baxter industrial robot, the first humanoid robot designed to apply common sense and machine learning to factory operations. PC Magazine. Doctors in Sweden have performed the world's first mother-to-daughter uterus transplants. BBC, University of Gothenburg. The 19th of September. Researchers at the University of Cambridge develop a method for cheaply printing liquid crystal-based lasers using a standard inkjet printer. The invention could allow the creation of smart wallpaper with built-in video displays. BBC, Soft Matter. Arctic sea ice has reached its minimum extent for the year, setting a record for the lowest cover since satellite records began in the 1970s. The 2012 extent has fallen to 3.41 million square kilometers, 1.32 million square miles, 50% lower than the 1979 to 2000 average. BBC NASA. When a huge meteor collided with Earth about 2.5 million years ago and fell into the southern Pacific Ocean, it not only could have generated a massive tsunami, but may also have plunged the world into the ice ages, a new study suggests. Science Daily, J. Quat. Sci. A new study reveals that fast-flowing and narrow glaciers have the potential to trigger massive changes in the Antarctic ice sheet and contribute to rapid ice sheet decay and sea level rise. Science Daily, PNAS. The 20th of September. MakerBot Industries, an American manufacturer of 3D printers, opens the world's first 3D printer retail outlet in New York City. CNET. Elevated CO2 levels on humans cause decreased cognitive ability, starting at 600 ppm. Huffington Post. Environ. Health Perspect. The 22nd of September, NASA reveals plans for the Gateway spacecraft, a permanent outpost beyond the Moon, to be constructed from leftover components of the International Space Station, Orlando Sentinel. The 23rd of September. researchers have shown that many species of fruit fly will be unable to survive even a modest increase in temperature. Many are now close to or beyond their temperature safety margin, and very few have the genetic ability to adapt to climate change. Sydney Morning Herald, PNAS. Japanese researchers achieve a new world record for data transmission, demonstrating 1 petabit per second fiber transmission over 50 kilometers (31 miles), equivalent to sending 5,000 HDTV videos per second over a single fiber (NTT). The first continent-wide estimate of African great ape distribution and its changes over time has revealed a dramatic decline in ape habitats. BBC did. Distrib. The 24th of September. UK doctors report that a new SARS-like respiratory coronavirus has been identified. The disease has infected at least 2 people in the Middle East and killed 1. BBC. A major reassessment of 18 years of satellite observations provides a new, more detailed view of the changes in sea level around the world. Incorporating the data from a number of spacecraft, the study reaffirms that ocean waters globally are rising by just over 3 mm per year. BBC. The entire field of particle physics is set to switch to open access publishing, a milestone in the push to make research results freely available to readers. Nature News. The 25th of September. New data from the Chandra X-ray Observatory suggests that the Milky Way galaxy is surrounded by a gigantic halo of hot gas, with a far greater radius than the galaxy itself, and a roughly equal mass. If the halo's dimensions are confirmed, its concentration of mass may explain the apparent lack of baryonic matter in the galaxy. Astrophysics. J. Let.
China's first aircraft carrier, a retrofitted ex-Soviet vessel named the Liaoning, enters naval service. Wall Street Journal. The 26th of September, an international team of scientists identifies a key factor responsible for declining muscle repair during aging, and discovers how to halt the process in mice with a common drug. Muricala, Nature. The 27th of September. Researchers have shown for the first time the trapping action of the pimpernel sundew, Drosera glanduligera, a carnivorous plant. Science Daily, PLOS1. NASA scientists announced the Curiosity rover's discovery of evidence of ancient flowing liquid water on Mars. App News, NASA. Researchers demonstrate a new type of biodegradable electronics technology with wide applications in medical implants, environmental monitors and consumer devices. Science Daily, Science. Toyota begins development of the human support robot, a voice-controlled domestic robot designed to help elderly and disabled people by moving objects, reaching high shelves and opening doors and curtains. Autoblog. The 30th of September, climate change will lead to smaller fish, according to a new study led by fisheries scientists at the University of British Columbia. Under a high emissions scenario, the maximum body weight most fish species reach could decline by up to a quarter by 2050. Nat. Clint.
Change. Topic: October. The 1st of October, sea cucumbers and sea urchins are able to change the elasticity of collagen within their bodies, and could hold the key to maintaining a youthful appearance, according to scientists at Queen Mary, University of London, Queen Mary University, PLOS1, Gen. Com. Endocrinal. The 2nd of October, under a high-emissions climate change scenario, global sea levels could rise nearly 7 meters (23 feet) by the year 3000, according to new research. Science Daily, Environ. Res. Let. The 3rd of October. In preparation for a land speed record attempt, the British Bloodhound SSC team conducts a successful hybrid rocket test in Newquay. The rocket will operate in tandem with a Eurofighter Typhoon jet engine to propel the Bloodhound vehicle at 1,000 miles (1,600 kilometers) per hour during its record attempt in 2014. BBC. Scientists report that the venomous black mamba produces a highly effective natural painkiller. Los Angeles Times, Nature. a startup company demonstrates a cheap and efficient method of printing complex electronics onto flexible substrates. TechEye. The 4th of October. A new genetic test can fully sequence the genome of a newborn baby in just 50 hours, a major improvement over the usual month-long sequencing process. The test can screen for 3,500 genetic diseases, allowing critically ill infants to be diagnosed and treated much more effectively. Time, Sci. Transl. Med. Nissan unveils the NSC2015, a prototype electric driverless car that can park itself, understand road markings and quickly report attempted thefts. A commercial version is planned for 2015. BBC. The 5th of October. DARPA successfully tests technology which enables drones to conduct aerial refueling autonomously. BBC. DARPA. Tokyo Institute of Technology researchers make a breakthrough in teaching a computer to understand human brain function. The scientists use fMRI datasets to train a computer to predict the semantic category of an image originally viewed by 5 different people. Research C. Front. Neuroinform. The 7th of October, expanding production of palm oil, a common ingredient in processed foods, soaps and personal care products, is driving rainforest destruction and massive carbon dioxide emissions, according to a new study led by researchers at Stanford and Yale Universities. Urakalit, Nat. Clim. Change. The 8th of October. SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft launches on its first operational resupply mission to the International Space Station, following a successful demonstration mission in May 2012. BBC. Space.com. Space Fellowship. A variant in a gene involved with inflammation and the immune response is linked with a decreased risk of lung cancer, according to researchers at the National Cancer Institute in Rockville, Maryland. Urakalit. Cancer. Researchers have found what they claimed is the first fossil yet discovered of an ancient spider attacking prey caught in its web. The amber fossil dates back between 97 million and 110 million years. OSU. A new Alzheimer's drug, solanezumab, slows the pace of memory loss in sufferers by 34%, according to the results of 2 trials. Daily Telegraph. The 2012 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine is awarded jointly to John B. Gurdon and Shinya Yamanaka, for the discovery that mature cells can be reprogrammed to become pluripotent stem cells. Nobel Prize. The 9th of October. Microsoft tests a sensor bracelet that can quickly recognize a wide variety of human hand gestures. The invention could be used as a general-purpose remote control for electronics, allowing devices to be activated and controlled with simple hand movements. BBC. The 2012 Nobel Prize in Physics is awarded jointly to Serge Haroche and David J. Wineland, for groundbreaking experimental methods that enable measuring and manipulation of individual quantum systems. Their work may eventually help make quantum computing possible. New York Times, Nobel Prize. The 10th of October. Arizona State University researchers develop a new software system capable of estimating greenhouse gas emissions across entire urban landscapes, all the way down to roads and individual buildings. Previously, scientists quantified carbon dioxide (CO2) emissions at a much broader level. Arizona State University. SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft docks with the International Space Station, becoming the first commercially contracted resupply vehicle to do so. Huffington Post. The 2012 Nobel Prize in Chemistry is awarded jointly to Robert J. Lefkowitz and Brian Kobilka for their work on G-protein coupled receptors. Nobel Prize. The United States Navy begins funding the development of a versatile robot capable of adapting everyday materials to rescue trapped humans. BBC. The 11th of October. In the largest ever genetic study of cholesterol and other blood lipids, an international consortium has identified 21 new gene variants associated with risks of heart disease and metabolic disorders. The findings expand the list of potential targets for drugs and other treatments for lipid-related cardiovascular disease, a leading global cause of death and disability. Science Daily, Am. J. Human Gen. New research led by Yale University scientists suggests that a rocky planet twice Earth's size orbiting a nearby star is composed largely of diamond. Science Daily, Arxiv. The 12th of October, Europe launches the third and fourth of its Galileo navigation satellites, making it possible for the Galileo system to be fully tested prior to the start of operations in 2015. The system is planned to become fully operational, with 27 active satellites, by 2020. BBC. The 14th of October. Austrian skydiver Felix Baumgartner performs the highest skydive yet attempted, jumping from a pressurized capsule 24 miles (39 kilometers) above Roswell, New Mexico. Baumgartner became the first human to break the sound barrier without an aircraft during his jump. BBC, Daily Telegraph. Scientists claim that water molecules found in lunar soil could be produced by the solar wind reacting with the Moon's surface. Daily Telegraph, Nat. Geo-Sci. The 15th of October. Astronomers have confirmed the existence of a Neptune-like exoplanet that has 4 suns, making it the first quadruple star system ever discovered. IO9 Arxiv. September 2012 was tied as the warmest September ever recorded globally, according to data from the National Climatic Data Center (NOAA). New research clearly shows that there is an increasing tendency for cyclones to form when the climate is warmer, as it has been in recent years. Uralkalic, PNAS. Researchers from North Carolina State University demonstrate new techniques for stretching carbon nanotubes to create carbon composites that can be used as stronger, lighter materials in a wide variety of applications. NC State University, Meta. Res. Lec. NASA demonstrates its X-1-powered exoskeleton, a robotic assistance suit based on its Robinaut humanoid robot. The X-1 exoskeleton is designed to assist paraplegics with walking, and can also be set to provide walking exercise for able-bodied astronauts. CNET. The 17th of October. A new exoplanet is discovered orbiting Earth's closest stellar neighbor, Alpha Centauri. The new planet is believed to be too hot to sustain life, but there is a high probability that the system contains other planetary bodies, including potentially Earth-like ones. Nature. Medical scientists report, on the basis of a decade-long double-blind study involving nearly 15,000 older male physicians, that subjects taking a daily multivitamin were associated with 8% fewer cancers compared to subjects taking a placebo. New York Times, JAMA. A drug made from a plant known as thunder god vine, or Lei Gong Teng, that has long been used in traditional Chinese medicine, wipes out pancreatic tumors in mice, and may soon be tested in humans. Bloomberg, Sci. Transl. Med. 83% of Madagascar's palms are threatened with extinction, putting the livelihoods of local people at risk, according to the latest update of the Red List of Threatened Species released today by the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN). The 18th of October. A kidney-like organ grown from scratch in a laboratory has been shown to work in animals, an achievement that could lead to the production of spare kidneys for patients from their own stem cells. New Scientist J. M. Soc. Nephrol. Extinctions during the early Triassic period left Earth a virtual wasteland due to extreme heat, a new study suggests. National Geographic, Science. Using a new imaging technique based on the detection of calcium ions in neurons, neuroscientists have developed a way to monitor how brain cells coordinate with each other to control specific behaviors. MIT Neuron. For the first time, an assembly of nanomachines has been synthesized that is capable of producing a coordinated contraction, similar to the movements of biological muscle fibers. Science Daily, Angu. Chem. The 19th of October, the European Space Agency announces that it will launch a new satellite in 2017 to study super-Earths and other large exoplanets orbiting nearby stars. The characterizing exoplanets satellite, Cheops, will orbit the Earth at an altitude of about 500 miles (800 kilometers). Space.com. The 22nd of October. Engineers develop an ultra-high-density form of magnetic tape, using barium ferrite particles to store up to 100 terabytes of data in a single tape cartridge. The invention is intended to store the huge volumes of astronomical data that the square kilometre array will generate upon its inception in 2024. Gizmodo. British doctors used the remote-controlled Da Vinci surgical system to perform the UK's first robotic open-heart surgery, BBC. The 24th of October. As much as 44 billion tons of nitrogen and 850 billion tons of carbon stored in Arctic permafrost could be released over the next century, according to a new study led by the U.S. Geological Survey. This is roughly the amount of carbon already stored in the atmosphere today. USGS Geophys. Res. Let. Binge drinking. Drinking less during the week and more on the weekends significantly reduces the structural integrity of the adult brain, according to a new study. Science Daily, Neuroscience. A new gene therapy method to prevent the inheritance of certain genetic diseases has been successfully demonstrated in human cells. It is believed that this research, along with other efforts, will pave the way for future clinical trials in human subjects. Science Daily, Nature. The world's first commercial vertical farm opens in Singapore. The farm maximizes its growing space by using 120 high-rise cultivation towers, and can produce half a ton of vegetables a day. Channel News Asia. The 25th of October, Microsoft launches Windows 8, the most fundamental update to its Windows operating system in 17 years. The Guardian. The 26th of October. The oldest Mayan tomb yet discovered is found in Guatemala. The ancient tomb is believed to date back to between 400 BC and 700 BC. BBC. Scientists have recovered the sounds of music and laughter from the oldest playable American recording, dating back to 1878. The Atlantic. The 27th of October, women who give up smoking by the age of 30 will almost completely evade the risks of dying young from tobacco-related diseases, according to a study of more than 1 million women. BBC. The 28th of October. The unmanned SpaceX Dragon spacecraft successfully completes its first fully operational resupply mission to the International Space Station (ISS), landing intact in the Pacific Ocean after over 2 weeks docked with the ISS. BBC. British scientists invent a simple liquid-based test that can accurately diagnose diseases such as cancer or HIV by detecting small concentrations of biomarkers such as anomalous proteins. BBC Nat. Nanotechnology. IBM researchers demonstrate the initial steps toward commercial fabrication of carbon nanotubes as a successor to silicon-based electronics. IBM Nat. Nanotechnology. The 30th of October. Britain's first 4G mobile network is launched, offering high-speed mobile data services in 11 major cities. The Guardian. NASA scientists report that the Curiosity Mars rover has performed the first X-ray diffraction analysis of Martian soil at the Rock Nest site. The results from the rover's Schumer analyzer revealed the presence of several minerals, including feldspar, pyroxenes and olivine, and suggested that the Martian soil in the sample was similar to the weathered basaltic soils of Hawaiian volcanoes. NASA. IBM's Watson supercomputer is to help train doctors at a medical school in Cleveland, Ohio. IBM BBC. Amonix, a leading designer and manufacturer of concentrator photovoltaic (CPV) solar power, has achieved a milestone in the industry by successfully converting more than a third of sunlight into electricity. Its figure of 33.5% efficiency broke the previous record of 30.3%. Amonix. Pollen counts in the U.S. will be more than double today's level by 2040, according to a new study. Newswise. The 31st of October, scientists in the Netherlands have demonstrated a form of self-healing concrete that uses limestone-producing bacteria. BBC 2 Delft. November. The 1st of November. Climate scientists are biased not toward alarmism, as the media often claims, but rather the reverse, toward cautious and conservative estimates, according to a new study. Blog. Environ. Change.
gene that is associated with regeneration of injured nerve cells has been identified by scientists at Penn State University and Duke University. Science Daily, Cell Rep. China announces plans to construct the world's first 100 petaflop supercomputer by 2015. TechEye. Sea levels are rising faster than expected from global warming, due to critical feedbacks missing from earlier models, according to the University of Colorado. Science Daily, GSA. China reveals its second prototype stealth fighter, the J-13, which is a smaller and faster version of the existing Chengdu J-20. The Guardian. The 2nd of November, Glybera becomes the first gene therapy approved by regulatory authorities in the Western world. Commercial rollout is expected in late 2013. BBC, Uniqure. The 5th of November. New research suggests that just 1 or 2 individual herpes virus particles attack a skin cell in the first stage of an outbreak, resulting in a bottleneck in which the infection may be vulnerable to medical treatment. Princeton, PNAS. A 15-year research project has succeeded in curbing the growth of polycystic kidney disease, one of the most common life-threatening genetic diseases, which affects 12.5 million people worldwide. Previously, only the symptoms of the disease could be treated. University of Zurich, NEJM. A report in the November 6th issue of Current Biology offers the first complete description of the spade-toothed whale Mesoplodon traversii, a species previously known only from a few bones. The description is based on 2 individuals, an adult female and her male calf, who became stranded and died on a New Zealand beach in 2010. Science Daily, Kerr, Bio. The 6th of November. University of Bonn scientists develop a soccer-playing robot called Nimbro, intended to develop new capabilities for humanoid bipedal robots, such as using tools, climbing stairs, and using human facial expressions, gestures and body language for communication. Wired, Humanoids 2012. Targeting a single chemical inside cancerous cells could one day lead to a single test for a broad range of cancers, researchers say. The same system could then be used to deliver precision radiotherapy treatments. BBC, NCRI. In the largest ever study of its kind, an international team of astronomers establishes that the rate of star formation in the universe is now only 1/30th of its peak, and that its decline is set to continue. Science Daily, Mon. Not. Astron. Soc. Leisure time physical activity extends life expectancy by as much as 4.5 years, according to a study by the National Cancer Institute. Even half of the recommended weekly exercise can add 1.8 years. Science Daily, PLOS Med. The 7th of November. Canadian researchers working to develop the world's first HIV vaccine have cleared a major hurdle. Initial results from a Phase 1 trial have shown no adverse effects, while significantly boosting immunity. The vaccine could be commercially available in 5 years. IO9. Human diseases could soon be modeled in an electronic
organ on a chip, with a new generation of research to replace animal testing. Science Daily, Sci. Transl. Med. Astronomers report that HD 40,307 grams, a super-Earth exoplanet 42 light-years away from Earth, is within the habitable zone of its host star HD 40,307 and may be just right to support life. Space.com. Astron. Askfees.
Rising temperatures due to climate change could mean wild Arabica coffee becomes extinct within 70 years, posing a risk to the genetic sustainability of one of the world's basic commodities, according to new research. The Guardian PLOS1. The 8th of November. Due to insufficient rates of decarbonization, the world is on track for 6 degrees Celsius (11 degrees Fahrenheit) of climatic warming by the year 2100, according to a new report. PwC, UCAR, Science. Scientists debate the scientific basis and claims the novelty of a proposal to use the orbital angular momentum of light and radio waves to massively boost wireless data transfer. BBC, N. J. Phys. Paper 1 N. J. Phys. Paper 2. MIT engineers develop a hearing aid battery which uses ions within the human inner ear to provide a steady electric current. Extreme Tech NAT, Biotech. NAO robots are used to teach autistic primary school children in a groundbreaking trial in the UK. BBC. University of Washington scientists have succeeded in removing the extra copy of chromosome 21 in cell cultures derived from a person with Down syndrome, a condition in which the body's cells contain 3 copies of chromosome 21 rather than the usual pair. IO9, cell stem cell. American climatologists report that the record-breaking 2012 North American drought continues to worsen, with over 19% of the contiguous United States suffering from extreme drought, and groundwater levels declining nationwide. Reuters, NOAA. The 9th of November. The United States Army develops a tactical 3D printing capability to allow it to rapidly manufacture critical components on the battlefield. BBC. Microsoft demonstrates software that translates spoken English into Chinese while preserving the speaker's intonation. BBC. The 11th of November, scientists develop a highly efficient metamaterial cloaking device capable of rendering objects invisible to microwaves. Science News Nat. Meta. The 12th of November. The American Titan machine is declared the world's most powerful supercomputer, capable of performing 17.59 quadrillion floating point operations per second. Overall, the United States has the most supercomputers listed in the global top 500, with 251. China is in second place, with 72. The Daily Telegraph. The Large Hadron Collider detects an extremely rare particle decay event, casting doubt on the popular theory of supersymmetry. New Scientist. The 13th of November. A total solar eclipse occurs. The Guardian. BBC. A longevity gene is found which makes the Hydra vulgaris virtually immortal, and could extend human lifespans. Unique. Physicists conduct the first quantum teleportation from one macroscopic object to another, potentially allowing the development of quantum routers and a quantum internet. MIT Technology Review, PNAS. The 14th of November. An international team of researchers discovers a gene that helps explain how humans evolved from chimpanzees. Scientists say the gene, called MIR941, appears to have played a crucial role in human brain development, and may shed light on how humans learn to use tools and language. Science Daily, Nat. Commune. Even moderate drinking in pregnancy can affect a child's IQ, according to a new study using data from over 4,000 mothers and their children. Science Daily, PLOS1. A gene that nearly triples the risk of Alzheimer's disease has been discovered by an international team including researchers from Mayo Clinic. It is the most potent genetic risk factor for Alzheimer's identified in the past 20 years. Science Daily, NEJM. Scientists sequence the genome of the domestic pig. The similarities between the pig and human genomes mean that the new data may have wide applications in the study and treatment of human genetic diseases. Medical Daily, Business Standard, Nature. Astronomers discover a wandering, starless rogue planet drifting through space around 100 light-years from Earth. BBC, Astron, and Astrophysics. Researchers at the American National Institute of Standards and Technology (NIST) prove that single-wall carbon nanotubes may help protect DNA molecules from damage by oxidation. Bizarre, Small. The 15th of November, scientists warn that the lethal Ebola virus can spread between species as an aerosol. However, they emphasize that these aerosol particles can only travel short distances. The scientists cite REP, an efficient, high-volume technique for testing potential drug treatments for Alzheimer's disease, has uncovered an organic compound that restored motor function and longevity to fruit flies with the disease. Science Daily, J. Biochem. New artificial muscles made from nanotech yarns and infused with paraffin wax can lift more than 100,000 times their own weight, and generate 85 times more mechanical power than the natural muscle of the same dimensions, according to scientists. Science Daily, Science. If global temperatures were to rise just 1 degree Celsius, the Bhutanese glaciers would shrink by 25% and produce 65% less annual meltwater, according to research published in Geophysical Research Letters. Brigham Young University, Geophys. Res. Let the United States Navy announces plans to replace its trained minesweeping dolphins with robotic submarines such as the Knifefish by 2017. Bakshi, the 16th of November. Rat heart cells are used by University of Illinois scientists to power tiny, crawling bio-robots. BBC, Sci. Rep. New research has identified a common gene variant which influences when a person wakes up each day, as well as the time of day they are most likely to die. Harvard, Ann. Neurol, the 18th of November. A biodegradable nanoparticle has been developed which can stealthily deliver an antigen, tricking the immune system into stopping its attack on myelin and preventing multiple sclerosis in mice. Science Daily, Nat. Biotech, the 19th of November. Scientists report a huge decline in UK bird life, from 210 million nesting birds in 1966 down to 166 million in 2012. RSPB, BBC, report, Cambridge University scientists heal paralysed dogs by injecting them with cells grown from their nasal linings. Many of the 23 injured dogs treated with the experimental therapy regained some use of their legs even 12 months after their injury, and scientists believe that human patients could be treated in a similar fashion. Channels TV, Brain. A new tumour tracking technique may improve outcomes for lung cancer patients. Science Daily, Nat. Phys. IBM researchers have simulated 530 billion neurons and 100 trillion synapses on a supercomputer. Kurzweil, Gizmag, SC12, the 20th of November. NASA scientists report via an NPR interview that the Curiosity Mars rover, apparently based on a SAM analysis, has provided, according to John Grotzinger, MSL principal investigator, data that is gonna be one for the history books. It's looking really good. Later, a NASA spokesperson said the discovery won't be earth-shaking, but it will be interesting. Nonetheless, the scientists are presently verifying their results and expect to make an official announcement at the fall meeting of the American Geophysical Union, which will take place between the 3rd of December and the 7th of December in San Francisco, according to Grotzinger in an interview with Space.com. The news is later played down by NASA. NPR, Universe Today, Time, Space.
Com, New York Times. More than 1,000 coal-fired power plants are being planned worldwide, new research from the World Resources Institute has revealed, with the majority being constructed in China and India. The Guardian, WRI. The level of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere reached 390.9 parts per million in 2011, a new record high, according to the World Meteorological Organization. Between 1990 and 2011, there was a 30% increase in radiative forcing. WMO report. Physicists have shown that synthetic membrane channels can be constructed through DNA nanotechnology.
Science Daily, Science. Scientists have developed a computer chip that mimics a dog's nose. It is capable of rapidly identifying trace amounts of vapor molecules, providing continuous real-time monitoring at concentrations of just 1 part per billion ppb. UCSB, Anal. Chem. The 21st of November. For the first time, encrypted quantum signals are successfully sent down a conventional broadband fiber, instead of requiring a dedicated individual cable. This development could allow quantum cryptography, which offers near impenetrable data security, to become available to the general public. BBC, Phys. Rev. X. The effects of climate change are already evident in Europe and the situation is set to get worse, the European Environment Agency has warned. BBC, EEA. The United Nations report, the Emissions Gap Report 2012 says global attempts to limit CO2 emissions are falling well short of what is needed to stem dangerous climate change. BBC. For the first time, scientists at Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center have defined key events that take place early in the process of cellular aging. They have shown that the acidity of the vacuole is critical to aging and the stable functioning of mitochondria. FHCRC, Nature. The printing of 3D tissue has taken a major step forward with the creation of a novel hybrid printer that simplifies the process of creating implantable cartilage. IOP, biofabrication. European Space Agency (ESA) member states agree at their Ministerial Council to a €10.1 billion programme of activities, including a planned upgrade to the Ariane 5 rocket. BBC, ESA. The 23rd of November. Footprints believed to have been made by the giant flightless bird Diatrema indicate that it was a
gentle herbivore, and not a fierce carnivore, scientists say. BBC, Paleontology. Having a job with poor working conditions can be just as bad for a person's mental health as being unemployed, according to new research published in Psychological Medicine, Machines Like Us, Psychol. Med. The 25th of November. A Chinese Shenyang J-15 jet fighter conducts the first landing on the country's first aircraft carrier, the Liaoning. This milestone marks a major step forward in China's efforts to increase its naval power. BBC. Pathological changes typical of Alzheimer's disease have been significantly reduced in mice by blockade of an immune system transmitter. Science Daily, Nat. Med. The 26th of November. A Norwegian liquid natural gas tanker becomes the first ship of its size to attempt a winter crossing of the Arctic. As Arctic ice cover reduces due to climate change, the Arctic sea route may become increasingly viable for large ships. BBC. Researchers, including NASA scientists and engineers from Los Alamos National Laboratory, have demonstrated a new concept for a reliable nuclear reactor that could be used on space flights. The demonstration using flat-top fissions (DUF) experiment produced 24 watts of electricity. Los Alamos National Laboratory. The 27th of November. Permafrost covering almost a quarter of the northern hemisphere contains 1.7 trillion tons of carbon, twice that currently in the atmosphere, and could significantly amplify global warming should thawing accelerate as expected, according to a new report released today by the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP. UNEP. A review reveals that grapefruit drug interactions affects even more than previously, though, with the listed drugs with potentially serious interactions more than doubling since 2012. Users of heart medication are particularly vulnerable. CBC, CMAJ. The 28th of November. The reaction engine Skylon spaceplane project achieved a key engine design milestone. BBC. Astronomers observe a penumbral lunar eclipse. Los Angeles Times. Previous estimates of sea level rise have been underestimated, while estimates of global temperature rises appear to be accurate, according to a new study published in the journal Environmental Research Letters. PIC Environ. Res. Let. A completely new method of manufacturing the smallest structures in electronics could make their manufacture thousands of times quicker, allowing for cheaper semiconductors. The findings have been published in the latest issue of Nature, Science Daily, Nature. Scientists have achieved a major breakthrough in deciphering bread wheat's genetic code. This could lead to new varieties that are more productive and better able to cope with disease, drought and other stresses that cause crop losses. Science Daily, Nature. American engineers build a 3D printer capable of manufacturing tools from lunar regolith, potentially allowing future astronauts to manufacture equipment on site using lunar or Martian rock. CNET WSU. Vanderbilt University engineers develop a lightweight powered exoskeleton, which technology company Parker Hannifin plans to release commercially for paraplegia sufferers in 2014. Coexist. The 29th of November. Scientists discover the second largest supermassive black hole ever detected, with a mass 17 billion times that of the Sun. However, the black hole resides in an anomalously small galaxy. BBC, Universe Today, Nature. NASA reports that its MESSENGER probe has discovered water ice and organic compound on the surface of Mercury. Reuters, New York Times. Science Paper 1, Science Paper 2, Science Paper 3.
Experts have combined data from multiple satellites and aircraft to produce the most comprehensive and accurate assessment to date of ice sheet losses in Greenland and Antarctica and their contributions to sea level rise. Ice sheet loss at both poles is increasing, the study finds. NASA, Science. A study published in Nature states that human genetic variation has accelerated rapidly in recent centuries, faster than natural selection can operate. Wired, Nature. The 30th of November. British scientists develop a method of safely cultivating medicinal stem cells from the blood of adult patients, potentially allowing each patient to have a personalized source of stem cells. Science Codex, Stem Cell Transit. Med. Italian scientists published the first direct images of DNA, which were produced using a scanning electron microscope. The images provide photographic proof of DNA's double helix structure, and could further scientific understanding of the compound's function. Nano-LED. At the Euromold trade show in Germany, manufacturers display numerous advances in commercial 3D printing technology, including a device that can rapidly print an entire bicycle. Wired. MIT researchers develop a protein-inspired modular robot capable of magnetically folding itself into a wide variety of shapes, potentially heralding future devices that can reconfigure themselves for nearly any purpose.
Science Daily, BBC. Topic: December.
The 1st of December, the United States government announces the first major offering of Atlantic coastal sites for offshore wind farm developments. Around 432 square miles, 1,120 square kilometers, will be sold off in 2013. The Guardian. The 2nd of December. Researchers state that they have identified the point of origin of the genes that later enable human thought and reasoning. This development, 500 million years ago, later granted humans the ability to learn complex skills, analyze situations and think flexibly. Science Daily, Nat. Neurosci. Global carbon dioxide emissions are projected to have risen further in 2012, reaching a new record high of 35.6 billion tons, according to figures from the Global Carbon Project. Science Daily, The Guardian, Nat. Clim. Change Earth Cyst. Sci. Data discuss. The 3rd of December, NASA reports that its Curiosity Mars rover has performed its first extensive soil analysis, revealing the presence of water molecules, sulfur and chlorine in the Martian soil. /year, New York Times, NASA. The 4th of December. A British energy firm announces plans to construct Africa's largest solar energy plant in Ghana. BBC. NASA announces that it plans to launch another robotic Mars rover in 2020, following the success of its Curiosity rover. Space.com, CNET NASA. Using a simple drag-and-drop computer interface and DNA self-assembly techniques, researchers have developed a new approach for drug development that could drastically reduce the time required to create and test medications. NSF. Bess Cooper, the world's oldest living human and the last surviving person born in 1896, dies aged 116. Loganville Grayson Patch BBC. The 5th of December. Paleontologists announce the discovery of what is likely to be the oldest known dinosaur. Nyasasaurus parringtoni is believed to have lived 10 to 15 million years before the previous earliest known dinosaur specimens. BBC, Bio. Left. Liquid Robotics autonomous wave glider nautical robot completes a record-breaking voyage from San Francisco to Australia. The data-gathering robot, powered by solar panels and wave energy, survived storms and shark attacks during its year-long journey. BBC. In the first such operation in the United States, medical researchers implant a pacemaker-like device into the brain of an Alzheimer's disease patient in the early stages of the disease. The device, which provides deep brain stimulation and has already been used by sufferers of Parkinson's disease, could boost memory and reverse cognitive decline. Science Daily. A Belgian team develops a curved LCD contact lens display. Researchers say the prototype could be used in medicine, or lead to adaptable
in-eye sunglasses. Optics.org. The 6th of December. The Golden Spike Company announces plans for commercial lunar expeditions by 2020, with flights to the Moon starting at around $750 million per person. IO9. Scientists identify the mechanism that allows Toxoplasma gondii, a single-celled parasite, to pass from the human gut to the brain, where it may cause suicidal thoughts and risk-taking. The Independent, Postpathage. The 7th of December. An interactive map showing the location of every German bomb dropped on London during World War II is created. BBC. A young British girl successfully receives a pioneering bone replacement treatment to restore her damaged spine. The operation, the first of its kind ever attempted in Europe, used bone taken from the child's legs to replace her lower vertebrae, which were missing due to a rare and potentially lethal genetic condition. BBC. NASA's Opportunity Mars rover discovers clay-bearing deposits on the surface of Mars, indicating the past presence of liquid water. Huffington Post. A new study shows that with near-perfect sensitivity, anatomical brain images alone can accurately diagnose chronic ADHD, schizophrenia, Tourette syndrome, bipolar disorder, or familial risks for major depression. PLOS 1. The 8th of December, the 1997 Kyoto Protocol on the limitation of greenhouse gas emissions is extended until 2020, having previously been set to expire by the end of 2012. BBC. The 9th of December, French Polynesia establishes the world's largest shark sanctuary, protecting all shark species from fishing in an area of 4.7 million square kilometers. RFI. The 10th of December. The first close-up footage of the sunder-clouded leopard, one of the rarest cat species on Earth, is released. BBC. Scientists succeed in making the skin cells of older people act like younger cells again, simply by adding more filler to the fiber-filled area around the cells. Science Daily, J. Investi. Dermatol. Researchers create a shape-shifting metamaterial that could revolutionize the treatment of wounds. The liquid material could be infused with drugs, then shaped to fit perfectly inside a wound. Popshi, Nat. Nanotech. The 11th of December. The United States Air Force launches its robotic Boeing X-37 spaceplane on its third classified long-duration mission. Universe Today. Numerous major Japanese companies, including Mitsubishi, demonstrate new specialist robots for cleaning up the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster. BBC. The 12th of December. North Korea conducts its first successful orbital launch, placing the Kwanmyongsong-3 satellite into low Earth orbit. Reuters. Astronomers report that the most distant known galaxy, UDFJ 39546284, is now estimated to be even further away than previously believed. The galaxy, which is estimated to have formed around 380 million years after the Big Bang, about 13.75 billion years ago, is approximately 13.37 billion light-years from Earth. Space.com Astrophys. J. Supple, Phys. Rev. D. The ARPA announces funding for a medical foam technology that can rapidly staunch severe internal bleeding on the battlefield. BBC. The 13th of December. Scientists identify a new species of primate, the Slowlaurus nycticebuscayan, which is found to have a toxic bite. Life Science Am. J. Primatol. China's unmanned Chang'e 2 probe successfully performed a close flyby of the asteroid 4179 Toutatis, in the first such attempt by a Chinese spacecraft. Planetary.org. Physicists report the constancy, over space and time, of a basic physical constant of nature that supports the standard model of physics. The scientists, studying methanol molecules in a distant galaxy, found the change, increment mu, in the proton-to-electron mass ratio mu to be equal to 0.0 plus or minus 1.0 times 10 minus 7 at redshift z equals 0.89, and consistent with a null result. Space.com, Science. The The 14th of December, British researchers partially sequenced the genome of a fast-spreading fungus that is killing off ash trees across Europe, BBC. The 16th of December, American scientists use a genetically modified virus to partially convert the heart muscle of guinea pigs into cells which govern the heart's rhythm, effectively creating a biological pacemaker. If this development can be applied to humans, heart conditions could be treated without the need for expensive medical implants and their attendant maintenance surgeries. BBC, Nat. Biotechnology. The 17th of December, researchers at the University of Pittsburgh develop a robotic arm that can be precisely controlled by paralyzed patients using a set of motor cortex implants. Gizmodo, Lancet. NASA's twin Grail lunar satellites deorbit and are intentionally crashed into the surface of the Moon, marking the end of their year-long gravity research mission. The Register. The Terrafugia Transition flying car begins flight certification tests, in preparation for its planned commercial release in 2013. Sun Daily. The 19th of December. Astronomers report that the nearby star Tau Ceti hosts 5 exoplanets, including one world believed to be within the star's habitable zone. The Guardian, Arxiv, Astron. Astropes. The final orbital space flight of 2012 occurs, marking the 72nd successful orbital launch of the year, and the 78th overall. Chinese scientists discover fossil evidence which shows that the extinct elephant genus Paleoloxodon survived in China until as recently as 1000 BC. The genus was previously believed to have disappeared by 8000 BC. BBC, Quad. The 20th of December, NASA scientists release the latest WMAP results and an image of the very early universe. The 9-year WMAP data shows 13.772 plus or minus 0.059 billion-year-old temperature fluctuations and a temperature range of plus or minus 200 microkelvin. In addition, the study finds that 95% of the early universe is composed of dark matter and energy. The curvature of space is less than 0.4% of flat, and the universe emerged from the cosmic dark ages about 400 million years after the Big Bang. Space.com, Arxiv. The 21st of December. A Trojan horse therapy which uses viruses concealed within white blood cells to attack tumors is successfully used to eliminate prostate cancer in mice. However, human trials have yet to be conducted. BBC, Cancer Res. As predicted by scientists, the 21st of December 2012 passes without any form of apocalyptic event, despite years of global anticipation. NASA, VIENNA, India. The 24th of December. Scientists analyze the genomes of individuals with a high familial risk of bowel cancer, and discover 2 flawed genes that may contribute to the disease. University of Oxford, BBC. American researchers report that their experiments with liquid crystals may yield future materials that can be directly controlled and reshaped in real time. The 26th of December. The world's longest high-speed rail line enters operation in China. The 2,298-kilometer (1,428 miles) railway links Beijing with Guangzhou. Tigers, having been on the verge of extinction, are now making a comeback in India and Thailand, according to the Wildlife Conservation Society. WCS. The 28th of December, Stanford University engineers publish a design for a future mission to the Martian moon Phobos, incorporating both an orbiting satellite and spherical surface rovers. The 31st of December, a NASA-supported study suggests that manned space flight may harm the brains of astronauts and accelerate the onset of Alzheimer's disease. Topic: IISE Top 10 New Species.
The Top 10 New Species 2013 was announced on the 22nd of May 2013 by the International Institute for Species Exploration, commemorating unique species discovered during 2012.
The 10 selected new species were: Topic: Prizes. Abel Prize. 2012 Abel Prize, Enda Sambareddy. Fundamental Physics Prize. 2012 Fundamental Physics Prize, Nima Arkani Hamid, Alan Guth, Alexei Kitev, Maxim Kontsevich, Andrei Lind, Juan Maldacena, Nathan Seiberg, Ashok Sen and Edward Witten. 2012 FPP Special Award, Stephen Hawking, Peter Jenny, Fabiola Gianotti, Michel Della Negra, Tejinder Singh Verdi, Guido Tonelli, Joe Incandela and Lynn Evans. Kyoto Prize. 2012 Kyoto Prize in Advanced Technology, Ivan Sutherland. 2012 Kyoto Prize in Basic Sciences, Yoshinori Osumi. Nobel Prize. 2012 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, John B. Gurdon and Shinya Yamanaka. 2012 Nobel Prize in Physics, Serge Harosh and David J. Wineland. 2012 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, Robert J. Lefkowitz and Brian Kabilka. Deaths. Sources: The Guardian and The Daily Telegraph. January. The 3rd of January, James F. Crow, American geneticist b. 1916. The 6th of January, Roger Boisjoli, American rocket engineer b. 1938. The 12th of January, Bjorn G. Anderson, Norwegian quaternary geologist b. 1924. The 21st of January, Roy John Britton, American biologist and geneticist b. 1919. February.
The 16th of February, Donald Henry Collis, Australian entomologist b. 1922. The 19th of February, Renato Dulbecco, Italian-American virologist, winner of the 1975 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine b. 1914. The 24th of February, Oliver Rom, British nephrologist b. 1925.
March. The 10th of March, Frank Sherwood Rowland, American atmospheric chemist, winner of the 1995 Nobel Prize in Chemistry b. 1927. The 24th of March, Sir Paul Callaghan, New Zealand physicist b. 1947. April. The 8th of April, Fang Lizhi, Chinese astrophysicist and political activist b. 1936. The 20th of April, George Cowan, American chemist, Manhattan Project scientist and businessman b. 1920. The 29th of April, Roland Marino, Egyptian-born French inventor of the smart card, Legion d'honneur recipient b. 1945. May. The 12th of May, Fritz Ursel, German-born British mathematician and fluid mechanics expert b. 1923. Donald Nicholson, British biochemist b. 1916. The 20th of May, Eugene Polly, American engineer, inventor of the wireless television remote control b. 1915. The 21st of May, Alan Thorne, Australian anthropologist b. 1939. The 27th of May, Friedrich Hirzebruch, German mathematician b. 1927. The 30th of May, Sir Andrew Huxley, British physiologist and biophysicist, winner of the 1963 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine b. 1917. Topic: June. The 7th of June. Philip V. Tobias, South African paleoanthropologist b. 1925. F. Herbert Borman, American plant ecologist, credited with the discovery of acid rain b. 1922. The 13th of June, William Standish Knowles, American chemist, winner of the 2001 Nobel Prize in Chemistry b. 1917. Topic: July.
The 3rd of July, Sergio Pininfarina, Italian automotive engineer and senator for life b. 1926. The 8th of July, Lord Henry Chilver, British engineer, lecturer and politician b. 1926. The 21st of July, Geoffrey Hattersley Smith, British geologist and glaciologist b. 1923. The 23rd of July, Sally Ride, American physicist and astronaut, first American woman in space b. 1951. The 26th of July, Ralph Slatier, Australian ecologist and first chief scientist of Australia b. 1929.
Topic: August. The 2nd of August, Sir Gabriel Horn, British biologist b. 1927. The 3rd of August, Martin Fleischmann, British chemist and cold fusion theorist b. 1927. The 6th of August, Sir Bernard Lovell, British physicist and radio astronomer b. 1913. The 14th of August, Sergei Kapitsa, Russian physicist and TV host b. 1928. The 21st of August, William Thurston, American mathematician, winner of the 1982 Fields Medal b. 1946. The 25th of August, Neil Armstrong, American astronaut, first human being to set foot upon the Moon b. 1930. Topic: September.
The 6th of September, Jerome Horwitz, American chemist, inventor of the anti-HIV drug azithromycin b. 1919. The 8th of September, Bill Moggridge, British industrial designer, who created the original laptop shape b. 1943. The 9th of September, Ron Taylor, Australian shark expert, conservationist and filmmaker b. 1934. The 25th of September, Dame Louise Johnson, British biochemist b. 1940. The 29th of September, Neil Smith, Scottish geographer b. 1954.
Topic: October.
The 5th of October, Keith Campbell, British biologist who was involved in creating the first cloned mammal b. 1954. The 15th of October, Maria Petru, Greek-born British artificial intelligence researcher b. 1953. The 17th of October, Stanford Ovchinsky, American physicist and inventor, who designed the battery now used in hybrid cars b. 1922. The 20th of October, E. Donald Thomas, American physician, joint winner of the 1990 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine b. 1920. Paul Kurtz, American skeptic, philosopher and secular humanist b. 1925. The 29th of October, Wallace L. W. Sargent, Anglo-American astronomer b. 1935.
November.
The 11th of November, Farish Jenkins, American paleontologist b. 1940. The 12th of November, Daniel Stern, American psychologist b. 1934. The 14th of November, Norman Greenwood, Australian chemist b. 1925. The 26th of November, Joseph Murray, American surgeon and organ transplant pioneer, joint winner of the 1990 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine b. 1919.
Topic: December. The 9th of December, Sir Patrick Moore, English astronomer b. 1923. Alex Moulton, English mechanical engineer and inventor b. 1920. Norman Joseph Woodland, American engineer, inventor of the barcode b. 1921. The 17th of December, Colin Spedding, British agricultural scientist b. 1925. The 24th of December, Guy Dodson, New Zealand biochemist b. 1937. The 27th of December, Archie Roy, Scottish astronomer b. 1924. The 30th of December, Rita Levi Montalcini, Italian neurologist and senator for life, joint winner of the 1986 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine b. 1909. Carl Woese, American microbiologist b. 1924. Topic. See also: List of emerging technologies, List of years in science, 2012 in paleontology, 2012 in spaceflight.